What's good, Lazy Daze family? Welcome back to another reaction for you guys today, and we are still on the Rise of China series, and for you guys we have got the Cultural Revolution today. If you haven't already, head over to Epic History's channel and check out the video for yourself before my reaction. That link's in the description box down below, and also while you're there you might as well check out some of their other content as well. But straight into this reaction. If you're looking forward to it, you know what you need to do. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay to the end of the video for the 5 questions. Let's jump into it. To rebel is justified. Interest. Maoist slogan. But then surely it's okay to rebel against your government, right? Surely that's going to come back and bite you on the arse. Now, the little red book, the infamous little red book. Let's get into it.
And China is back as a major world power. A nuclear-armed communist state, charting its own course, with access to vast reserves of human and economic potential. And yet, recent years have seen disastrous mistakes by China's leaders.
Yeah.
With horrifying consequences for its people. The blunders of the Great Leap Forward mean Communist Party Chairman Mao Zedong has taken a back seat in running the country. But his presence still looms large.
Let's see what's going to happen afterwards. Because obviously he's just got puppets
his return
in there
to
for him,
frontline
right?
politics. A new book helps to prepare the way. Quotations from Chairman Mao, published in 1964.
Okay.
The famous Little Red Book.
Interesting.
It contains 427 sayings that encapsulate the essence of Mao Zedong thought, and is small enough to be carried and studied by every woman and man in China.
So it's just his own propaganda.
More than 1 billion copies are printed in the next decade, second only to the Bible.
Crazy.
Then in 1966, Mao makes a very public political intervention.
How so?
Mao
What does he do?
believes that the success of the Chinese Communist Revolution relies upon continuous momentum. He now feels support for that project is waning and plans a radical program of renewal.
He feels
Warning
like the
of hidden
country's just been
enemies within the
stagnant,
Chinese
right?
Communist Party, he calls for a new state of permanent cultural revolution. The youth must rise up, he says, and smash the 4 olds: old thought, old culture, old habits, and old ideas.
But aren't you just
Mao
a
can
part of
rely
those?
on a group of loyal attack dogs to support him in his new campaign.
Aren't you a part
They
of those
include
old
Defense Minister Lin Biao, who controls the military, and Mao's wife, former actress Jiang Qing, who controls much of the media.
Interesting. Okay, that's quite cool. I really like strong female leadership, like assistance. Well, do you know what I mean? Most strong men have a strong female next to them who are helping them drive their beliefs forward. But more interesting, last episode I said how much influence is she going to have, and clearly the propaganda side is where she's going to excel at, which makes sense because she was an actor, therefore she is used to that environment and that industry.
Initially, students and youths respond to Mao's call with enthusiasm. They organize themselves into units known as Red Guards, donning red armbands and brandishing Mao's Little Red Book.
Sense that just engulfs
Millions travel to Beijing, where Mao reviews them at mass rallies in Tiananmen Square.
That's crazy. That turnout is nuts. With
The
that
Red
turnout, you would
Guards
think you were
will be Mao's
invincible.
enforcers. They quickly turn on their university lecturers and high school teachers, symbols of the old order, many of whom are beaten and humiliated.
So it's just the same as what happened when the farmers had to give over their land, right? Pretty
Jiang
much.
Qing encourages the violence at a student rally. If good people beat bad people, it serves them right. If bad people beat good people, the good people win glory.
That is, no wonder why she took the propaganda arm. That's absolutely crazy. That thought process is the problem that we have today, right? That is ingrained in what we believe, but maybe not with physical violence, right? But as long as our side, which is the good side, are shitting on the bad people, it's okay. And if they shit on us and they do harm on us and we propagandize that harm, then we win. Like, that's the thought process all sides have at the moment, and it's corrupted everyone. That's crazy how you can pull that to today. That quote is insane. That's ironic.
Within weeks, the chaos spreads from campuses to society at large, and from Beijing to every city and province in China. Mobs of Red Guards, often thousands strong, roam the streets, attacking anyone they deem bourgeois or reactionary.
You would have thought they would have already got rid of this
Millions
inside
of
threat,
ordinary
though.
people are targeted
Again.
on trumped-up charges, or simply
Because we've had this like max exodus of these people within the regime 2 or 3 times now. So how have you got any enemies within inside the fucking state anymore that are the same? You might be able to class them as a different enemy, but you can't be classing them as the same enemy.
for being
you know?
illiterate or interested in traditional Chinese culture. No one is safe.
Just because they have.
Victims are subjected to struggle sessions, in which they are publicly humiliated, tortured, and beaten, sometimes to death.
And it's just because they have an interest in the old culture that China had. Not necessarily promoting it, but maybe trying to understand it and get close to what their history
Friends and
is.
relatives of the accused are often forced to lead the attacks.
Fuck. Again, that's that
Millions of
indoctrination. Do you know what I mean? Forcing your friends and family to hit on you, like it's that psychological thing that the communists are trying to do. They're trying to enforce an us versus them mentality in their people.
Artworks and monuments linked to pre-communist China are destroyed.
And again, it's just the erasure of
On the 26th
old
of December 1966, at his
Just so you know
73rd
what's new.
birthday party, Mao calls for all-round civil war. Party officials are to be purged and replaced with revolutionary committees. These will consist only of supporters of the Cultural Revolution. In other words, those loyal only to Mao.
So literally, this is where the dictatorship comes in. Fully, he's tried it a couple of times, but this time he knows what he needs to
leading to
do.
a much bloodier phase of the Cultural Revolution.
It's just a purge. What purge was it?
Infantry is ordered to support the purge.
Oh, I thought the purge had a name.
Estimated 250,000 people in 1967 alone. An estimated 250,000 people are killed, and 750,000 left permanently disabled.
That's crazy. So in total, 1 million people were affected, but the fact that obviously a quarter million permanently disabled, they're not going to be good for your workforce. You're only going to have to supplement these people in the end. Revolutionary torrents of the masses are washing away all the sludge and filth left over from the old society. Permanent revolution. Well, it seems like it with Mao involved.
In
How many times has he
1968,
rebelled?
Mao launches a
The
new
last one was his own
campaign
creation
to
as well.
cleanse the class ranks, spreading further terror. All sections of society, across all ages, are affected. A further 30 million are subjected to struggle sessions. Mao's wife, Jiang Qing, a key leader of the Cultural Revolution, is now one of the most powerful and feared figures in China.
Well, that's the thing. Being the propaganda arm of the regime, she knows that if she glorifies and martyrs her partner and she is the person next to it, she's going to be able to reap the rewards from that benefit. You are the person making this person seem to be a god.
The chaos reaches the very top of the party as Mao settles scores with perceived rivals.
So literally those who
Liu
probably wanted him
Shaoqi,
out, right?
China's head of state, is dragged to struggle sessions along with his family.
And they're just put
They are
through
publicly
it.
beaten by Red Guards and imprisoned. At the 1969 Party Congress,
This is dictatorship in its prime, in its full flourish.
At the 1969 Party Congress, State Premier Zhou Enlai denounces Liu as a criminal traitor, enemy agent, and scab in the service of the imperialists, modern revisionists, and the nationalist reactionaries.
Well, yeah, he's probably scared himself.
A broken man, Liu dies in prison 7 months later.
Well, yeah, because it's all
Other
lies.
prominent victims include Deng Xiaoping, a leading pragmatist and reformer on the Politburo Standing Committee. He is sent to work in a tractor factory. His brother is driven to take his own life.
Fuck.
His son is tortured by Red Guards for months and then thrown from a third-floor window, leaving him paralyzed for life.
And that's the other problem, man. Like, literally, your family members' actions can have repercussions on you. That's crazy.
Many other senior officials are purged. Among them, Xi Jinping, the father of future Chinese leader Xi Jinping.
Now, I
Zhou
knew that.
Enlai survives as Premier of the People's Republic of China, though his adopted daughter, Sun Weixue, is arrested, tortured, and dies in prison.
You're going to hate everyone after
Zhou
you that happens
expresses
to your
no public
daughter,
criticism and endorses the persecution of former colleagues.
right? Or he's trying to save the rest of his family.
It is a strategy of political survival.
Yeah, he has to.
His personal relationship with Mao is uneasy. Mao envies Zhou's popularity, but relies on him to run the government and mastermind China's foreign relations.
He's too strong of an
However,
ally.
Mao names loyalist Defense Minister Lin Biao, not Zhou, to be his successor when the time comes.
That's clearly because, obviously, Mao knows that the leader of the Revolutionary Guard and the general guy is going to actually follow in Mao's beliefs entirely and probably martyr him even more and go down that route. Whereas Zhou will probably go on to more pragmatic way of dealing with China, and that's what Mao doesn't want at the moment.
In July
even when he passes.
1968, Mao orders the Red Guards to end their attacks, which have served their purpose. But bloody suppressions and campaigns will continue for years.
He'll be able to call upon them whenever he needs them, right?
In the final reckoning, Mao's Cultural Revolution claims the lives of unknown thousands, perhaps millions. It inflicts cruel and inhumane treatment on countless more, and destroys huge swathes of China's cultural heritage. The deep
Well, the thing
trauma
with it is you would feel like you'd have to
victims and
join or
perpetrators
suffer.
lasts to this day.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. As the Chinese saying goes, one should not lose the major for the sake of the minor. Fair's interesting. Interesting.
The excesses of the Cultural Revolution seem to give Mao a stranglehold on power.
Well, no, he's just solidified himself. He's come back from having
But
to
there are
take a step
now
back.
few
He?
within the leadership he trusts, and few who trust him.
Well, yeah, it's either total complete
Mao's relationship with
or
Defense
nothing.
Minister Lin Biao begins to sour. Each suspects the other of plotting their downfall. In 1971, Lin Biao decides he must flee China for his own safety.
And that was the general, right? The
With
person
his
who
family, he boards
that was the person he said would be his successor, right?
for his own safety. With his family, he boards a flight to the Soviet Union, only for the plane to crash in Mongolia, killing all on board.
Interesting.
Lin's former allies within the People's Liberation Army are soon purged.
So just for knowing him and being possibly an aid to him means that you just lose all your life, man.
With Lin out of the picture, Premier Zhou Enlai rises further in status and authority. Never a diplomat, Mao relies on Zhou to restore harmony at home and build bridges abroad.
He's got like an impossible challenge, right?
And in the early 70s, Zhou oversees a series of foreign policy successes that further enhance his prestige and popularity.
Yeah, but that's going to be a problem with Mao. Mao's going to see this as an issue, right?
Since 1945, China's seat at the UN has been held by Taiwan, formerly the Republic of China.
And I'm assuming that's due to a
This
lot
is
of
the
the
state
issues.
created by Chiang Kai-shek's nationalist government when it
Yep.
fled at the end of the Civil War.
Yeah, we know that. It's the imperialistic dictatorship,
1971,
right?
After years of diplomatic maneuvering,
Or the imperial.
the UN votes to recognize the People's Republic of China, Communist China, as the country's sole legitimate representative, and transfers to it Taiwan's seat as one of the UN Security Council's
big.
5 permanent members.
That is very big.
Since the 60s,
must
China's
have been-
relations with the Soviet Union have been frosty.
Oh, that would have been a big blow for Taiwan, right?
Since the 60s, China's relations with the Soviet Union have been frosty. There have even been bloody border clashes between the two nuclear-armed communist powers.
This is Russia and China,
The first
right?
is in 1969, in the east,
The Zimbabwe Island.
but fighting later spreads to Xinjiang, leaving scores dead. Zhou now seeks to thaw relations with the world's other superpower, the USA.
He's like, yeah, the Soviets are no good to us.
Rapprochement begins in 1971, when the US ping-pong team is invited to tour China. It's the first official visit by an American delegation since 1949.
That's big.
The US players are personally welcomed by Premier Zhou, who tactfully instructs the dominant Chinese team not to win every game. The tour is considered a diplomatic triumph. In Zhou's words, opening the door for friendly exchange between the two nations.
Ah, so it was a big step. And now we all See, we all hear like from movies and things like that this was big. Ping pong during this period of time was really big, especially over in China. But it's interesting how it was used for diplomatic reasons as well.
Between the two nations. Building on the foundations of ping-pong diplomacy, US President Richard Nixon visits China in 1972.
That's massive as well.
Nixon is a zealous anti-communist, but both sides see better relations as a means to gain leverage over the Soviet Union.
Yes, and it's the Soviet
As a
Union
result,
that's
the
in issue at
US
the
trade
moment.
embargo, in place since the communists came to power in 1949, is lifted.
Finally dropped.
In 1973, Zhou's long-term ally, Deng Xiaoping, is allowed to return to Beijing from internal exile in Jiangxi province.
Interesting.
Mao agrees
Why was that
to
allowed?
rehabilitate him. By 1974, Deng is once more vice premier,
Okay.
working closely with Zhou on foreign policy and day-to-day government.
Interesting.
Dogged by ill health and increasing paranoia, Mao's hold over the party begins to wane.
Does he have to
But
just
he
give it
will
over?
outlast one old rival. A giant portrait of Chiang Kai-shek had once overlooked Tiananmen Square, just as Mao's does now. Since his defeat in the Civil War, the former nationalist leader of China has headed an authoritarian government in Taiwan. He has overseen stunning economic growth, but failed in his ultimate goal, to reconquer the Chinese mainland.
Yeah, just wasn't able to do it.
Chiang dies in Taipei in April 1975, aged 87.
It's fair.
The rivalry between the two leaders passes to a new generation, but remains as fierce as ever.
So who picks it up? That's the question. Is this
4
what's going
months
to happen to
later,
Mao?
China is hit by a powerful typhoon. Heavy rain in Hunan province causes dozens of dams to collapse.
Shit. Gonna have another man-made
The
famine,
resulting
right?
floods
Or
destroy
not natural
millions of
famine.
homes, but the authorities suppress reporting of the disaster.
Shit.
The official death toll is 26,000.
But it must have been
More
much
recent estimates point to a number several times higher.
more. Yeah.
The failure of the dams, built at the height of Mao's great leap forward, is a tragic reminder of past mistakes.
Shit.
Just as China's future path is suddenly thrown into doubt.
So he's still alive. I was Chairman Mao's dog. Whoever he told me to bite, I bit. I mean, you have to. You have to follow suit or die. The Gang of the Four.
By 1975, the Chinese Communist Party is divided between modernizers and loyalists. Leading the modernizers, Deng Xiaoping, Zhou Enlai, and others, who now openly point the finger at a gang of four for inciting the worst excesses of the Cultural Revolution.
Okay. And the Gang of Four
The
are
gang,
loyalists.
all Mao loyalists, is led by his wife, Jiang Qing, and includes Zhang Chenqiao, a political theorist, literary critic Yao Wenyuan, and labor activist Wang Hongwen. All hold key positions in the party or state apparatus. Through the Central Cultural Revolution
what's going to
Group,
happen here
they
then?
largely control state media,
Yeah, that's because of the wife.
newspapers and radio, to revolutionary opera and theatre.
That's it, that's the propaganda arm.
Gang of Four fight back against the modernizers, turning their propaganda machine against Deng and Zhou, who are labeled counter-revolutionary rightists. Anxious to protect his legacy, Mao seems to be siding with the Gang of Four. Then, in January 1976, Zhou Enlai dies from cancer.
Oh shit! So he was the main opposition in the foreign diplomat,
Zhou
wasn't
had
he?
received an early diagnosis, but Mao had personally intervened to delay potentially life-saving treatment. Such was his determination to outlive his political rival.
That's insane. If he actually delayed this man from getting any help from cancer, and it wouldn't surprise me that he did, that's insane. That's nuts. That's pay.
As Chinese premier since 1949, Zhou was one of the key architects of Communist China. President Nixon had called him the greatest statesman of our era. And as a skilled diplomat and stabilizing force, he'd shaped foreign policy and helped to modernize the country. But his attempts to moderate Mao's mistakes had only limited success. His legacy is inescapably entwined with the disasters of Mao-era China.
Well, it has to be. He could only do so much, and then Mao can make a decision,
But
and then he
Zhou
has to do his
remains
best
hugely
with that
popular.
decision, right?
And on the 4th of April, crowds gather in Tiananmen Square to mourn his death and
This is where we
protest
get the
against the attacks
incident.
made on him by the Gang of Four. The following day, the army is sent in to clear the square, with around 40 arrests.
Yeah.
Zhou's ally, Deng Xiaoping, is blamed for the disturbance and dismissed once again. Amidst rising tensions at the top of the party, Mao Zedong, plagued by heart and lung problems for years, dies aged 82.
Yeah. Looks like he was going. So what's left for the party? What's
Many
left for the
millions of
government?
Chinese have known no leader but Mao. The country is in shock. A week of national mourning is declared. Over 7 days, 1 million visitors file past Mao's body
I'm surprised it's only
as
a
he
million.
lies in state in the Great Hall of the People in Tiananmen Square. The people are
What an
urged
interesting
to
time.
turn grief into strength, carry forward Chairman Mao's legacy, and see the proletarian revolutionary cause through to the end.
It's that propaganda wing work.
To
working
most
its
Chinese,
way.
Mao is and remains the great helmsman, a titanic figure who guided China through stormy seas to security and prosperity.
He definitely guided them through some
But his
tough
successes
times.
were matched by disastrous failures. His agricultural reforms, motivated by pure ideology,
Yeah.
triggered the largest man-made famine in history. Tens of millions died as a result. The Cultural Revolution saw suffering inflicted on many thousands of innocent victims.
Literally. People
Mao's
for no
rule
reason.
has left Chinese society highly regimented and riven with distrust. A place where any dissent is quickly and ruthlessly suppressed. In the
How
words
does the
of veteran
country
communist Chen
develop
Yun,
from here?
had Mao died in 1956, his achievements would have been immortal. Had he died in 1966, he would still have been a great man, but flawed. But he died in 1976. Alas, what can one say?
That is fair. Interesting character. Interesting figure in history. Smashed the Gang of Four. Okay. This is where we're going. Honoring Mao.
The Chinese Communist Party is now deeply split between those loyal to Mao and his legacy and those who oppose the brutality of the Cultural Revolution. Mao's designated successor is Hua Guofeng. He is an able, if uninspiring, party official, but lacks prestige and personal authority. Officially, his mantra is clear. Whatever policy Chairman Mao decided upon, we shall resolutely defend. Whatever directives Chairman Mao issued, we shall steadfastly obey.
So he was just
In
a
practice,
loyalist.
he pulls off a delicate balancing act between honoring Mao's legacy and modernization.
Oh, okay.
His first task is to deal with the Gang of Four,
Interesting.
led by Mao's widow, Jiang Qing.
So it sounds like he's not going to follow Mao 100%, but he's going to do his best. But he also sees that the country still needs to modernize.
For many, they embody the worst excesses of Mao's rule. After the period of national mourning comes to an end, Hua moves against them.
Against all four, yeah?
On the 6th of October 1976, the Gang of Four are arrested.
Arrested.
They are accused of orchestrating the chaos and violence of the Cultural Revolution.
Wait. I did not know that they are actually going to be prosecuted for their actions. That's crazy. How have I never been told about this part?
In a televised trial, Jiang Qing defends herself passionately. But all four are found guilty of counter-revolutionary activities. Jiang Qing and Zheng Chenxiao are sentenced to death. Their sentences are later commuted to life imprisonment.
I was about to say, surely not. Surely the person who succeeded Mao and got given that position isn't going to fucking execute his wife. But the fact he's going to send her into prison is crazy. That's nuts. Like, surely he might just go fucking... life imprisonment. Surely it's home imprisonment for both of them. It's not actually at somewhere else, is it? That's nuts. Okay.
In 1991, Jiang takes her own life in prison. A Mao loyalist to the end.
Shit.
With blame for past mistakes pinned on the Gang of Four, Mao's status as the great helmsman can remain unquestioned and inviolable.
Oh, they had to be the scapegoats. They had
But it
to
is
be the
clear
scapegoats.
that in communist China, a new era is beginning.
One of modernization, right? Emancipate the mind, seek the truth from the facts, unite as one and look forward. I mean, that is fair. That time is done and dusted. Let's go. Let's move.
The Gang of Four had represented one extreme of the Chinese Communist Party: the Mao loyalists. If one figure represents the opposite wing of the party, it's Deng Xiaoping.
So it's now his turn to
Now
be
aged
dealt with.
72, Deng's fortunes within the party have fluctuated wildly. In the 1930s, he'd supported Mao in the rural Soviets, and the struggles against the Kuomintang. He'd become a willing enforcer of the brutal anti-rightist campaigns of the 1950s.
Oh, shit.
An economic reformer in the 1960s. Then a sudden and dramatic fall from favour at the height of the Cultural Revolution. Deng is now seen as a natural leader, a talent too great for the party to ignore.
So they
in
got to
July
deal with him?
1977,
Or are they
Hua
imparting
Guofeng
him?
rehabilitates Deng for a second time,
Okay.
appointing him vice chairman of the Communist Party.
So they bring
From
him back
now
into
on,
the fold.
All the momentum is with the reformers.
Nice.
Deng is acutely aware that China is in a disastrous state, weakened by Mao's Great Leap Forward and the Cultural Revolution. The average income of a Chinese peasant, still 80% of the population, is just $40 a year.
It's disgusting.
Because of the Cultural Revolution, crucial positions across the country are held by unqualified military officials and Mao loyalists. Universities have been shuttered for a decade. Thousands of educated people and party officials have been exiled to the
That was the problem.
countryside
The problem with it is, like, a lot of those could see past the Maoist belief.
to perform menial labor. Infrastructure and industry are in a state of neglect and disrepair.
And like with the Cultural Revolution, all the tutors and
Deng believes the
leaders were
solution must be
humiliated,
radical
right?
reform. He will deviate from decades of Maoist ideology and advocate openness to new ideas and technologies, wherever they come from.
So where's this balancing act, though?
Students and officials are encouraged to spend time abroad.
That's fair, though. That's good.
The
And
goal
that's probably why
will
we
be
see...
the 4 modernizations introduced by Zhou Enlai. In
Four
agriculture,
modernizations, okay.
industry, science, and defense.
Okay.
Deng steadily increases his power.
Also, that's a fair place you want to modernize.
Deng steadily increases his power and support within the party. By late 1978, he is officially the 3rd most senior member of the Politburo.
Strong.
But in reality, Deng is calling the shots.
Okay. Know what needs to happen.
Deng Xiaoping is finally free to enact the reforms he believes China desperately needs. The consequence will be a transformation unprecedented in history.
I guess we're going to find that out in the next episode. Okay.
If you
Okay.
love history as much as we do,
Fucking sick episode. Okie dokie, some quick fire questions. Okay, first one. What was the name of Mao Zedong's famous book of quotations published in 1964? That was the Little Red Book. So that was the Little Red Book. That's my answer for that one, and it'll be up just here. Next question. We're going to go for which Chinese leader died in January 1976 and was widely mourned by the public. That was which Chinese leader died in 1976 but was widely by the public. Oh no. What? See, it doesn't say if it's in China. Because the leader I'm thinking was Chao Seng-jek, but he was leader of Taiwan, so I don't think it was him. So it would have been who was the prime minister? It was, or the foreign leader. It was Zhou something. I'm going to say Zhou something, but I can't remember his last name and I don't want to butcher it. So we're going to go Zhou, the party leader, the foreign diplomacy. If it's the right foreign diplomacy with Zhou, I'm taking it, and you can't take it away from me. Next question. So that was the second question. So we're going on to the third question. What was the ping pong diplomacy, and why was it important? So, if I can, I don't know how to explain this properly. What was happening? Obviously, we're embargoed. China was embargoed and all that from 1949. Why was it important? Why was it important? I know that it made Zhou get more power, and it showed that not more power, but more sway with the public. And it also opened up that was it. So why it was important was because obviously China were having issues with the Soviets at the time. And it seemed like the Soviets weren't going to be able to support them any longer. So by using the ping pong diplomacy, what they were able to do was join the USA, turn tides on the Soviets, and then use that favor to be able to open up, get rid of the embargo, open up trade with the US and the rest of the world, and open up diplomatic ties between China and the USA. I think that's a good enough answer. I hope you guys enjoyed it, but that was my third one. Now we're going to go on to the harder questions. So we've got two hard ones. What slogan summarized Ho Guifeng's commitment to Mao's legacy after Mao's death? The Maoists? The Maoists? I don't know. I'm going to say the Maoists. That one's probably wrong. I might not be understanding the question quickly, but I'll say the Maoists. So that's that one. Last one. What was the natural disaster that struck the Henna province in 1975, and was it politically embarrassing? And why was it politically embarrassing for the communists? Party. That was the it was the typhoon. It was the typhoon that went around in China and also caused heavy rain, which caused heavy flooding, which caused the dams to break down and then also kill, I think it was estimated something like 50 or something thousand on the records back then, but obviously the Maoist regime didn't let everyone know the real numbers, and it's estimated to be a couple 100,000. And what was the last bit? And why was it politically embarrassing for the Communist Party? And that is because the Great Leap Forward, all of the things that they tried to do during that period of time, I think they were made during that period of time. So when the dams failed, it showed that all the implements and all the revolutionary changes that Mao brought in weren't the best. I think that's a good enough answer. I might have rambled in these 5 questions. Again, let me know if you're enjoying this type of thing. If you want me to sort of get harder questions, ask the people who send me the questions to make them a bit more difficult. Or if you're enjoying these, then definitely let me know. If you guys enjoyed that episode, then you know what you need to do. You need to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Head over to Epic History channel if you haven't already. That link's in the description box down below. And one bonus content from us, head over to our Patreon, links in the description box down there as well, and we will catch you in the next video.